Good evening. Welcome to the evening forecast discussion for August 11th, 2014. It's 9 p.m. First, I want to start off this video sending my condolences out to the Robin Williams family. I've watched this comedian for my entire life, and I can't believe he's gone. And it just makes you, appreciate, life and that you need to live life to the fullest. And if anyone is suffering from depression or anything of that nature, please talk to somebody, get some help. Things can get better. Rough night, very rough night. We also have some very rough weather on the way. The potential for some heavy rainfall with flash flooding a significant threat, setting up for tomorrow afternoon on through Wednesday morning that will have significant impacts on flight conditions and travel conditions overall. Tuesday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, on through Wednesday morning. So you got both rush hours that will be dealing with the potential for some very heavy rainfall. After the rainfall, though, we actually clear out and we set up with a very nice weather pattern with high pressure and control and temperatures averaging a bit below normal for this time of year. So let's take a look at the latest observations and models, and let's get to the forecast. So here we have the latest observations as of 9 p.m. And you notice, first of all, we have a southeasterly wind set up throughout the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. This is a key, important observation. And the reason why is because this southeasterly wind is transporting a marine air mass into the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Notice the dew points are starting to increase along the coast. They jump from the mid-60s. They're in the mid-50s just inland. And then they jump automatically into the mid-60s, which is very important because what that means is that we're getting that low-level moisture build into the region. That is going to be the first key component in this entire forecast. Temperatures by tomorrow morning won't fall all that much, only upper 60s to lower 70s throughout the region as we get that dense moisture built into the region, and it could lead to some locally dense fog by tomorrow morning ahead of the steady rainfall that will be approaching the region. And we also notice that we have overcast cloud cover starting to develop throughout the area as well, and rainfall developing over the southern mid-Atlantic with some very heavy rainfall over portions of Maryland and also West Virginia. Now on the surface map, it really sets up everything that's going on with this weather pattern. And I'll also show the water vapor satellite picture, which does an excellent job as well. This high pressure system is actually what causes the heavy rain. And let me explain why. This high pressure system forces the marine air mass to stay locked in over the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, while this warm front attempts to move over that marine air mass. That interaction leads to an atmosphere that is saturated with tropical moisture and significant lifting, because you're lifting two separate moisture-laden air masses. One that's cooler than the other. The cooler air mass, of course, at the surface with the marine air mass, and then the more unstable warm air mass at 850 millibars to 950 millibars over that marine air mass associated with this warm front. Then you really enhance the lifting with this area low pressure and this strong cold front that will move through the region, lift all that moisture, and produce some very heavy rainfall over the mid-Atlantic. And let me be really to the point here. If it wasn't for this high pressure system and this block that's setting up over the northern Atlantic, this would be a very simple cold front passage with maybe a half an inch of rain. But because of this block, because of what's happening with this high pressure system, it changes the dynamics completely, and you lead to a scenario where you can have very heavy rainfall set up throughout the region. Now on the radar, it's starting to show some of those showers and some of those embedded thunderstorms starting to develop, but we haven't developed that band of very heavy rainfall yet. And we probably won't until tomorrow morning when we start to get all the players in place here with the marine air mass, the tropical air mass, and the polar air mass all converging over one area over eastern Pennsylvania and then on eastward towards the New York City metropolitan area and later New England. So we're starting to get everything in place, and you see the result of some of these heavy downpours as a result. And you'll get a few scattered showers tomorrow morning ahead of the main event, which will probably set up after 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon and continue on through the evening hours. Taking a look at the latest infrared satellite picture, you can start to see the lifting start to develop out here ahead of this low pressure system and this low pressure system. You can see the lifting starting to evolve. You're starting to see some of the lifting evolve here with the warm front. So you're seeing all the lifting factors starting to come together and start to develop and lead to these cloud tops becoming higher, and as a result, pockets of heavy rain developing. What will eventually happen is that you'll get a very heavy band of rain set up along this warm front, behind the warm front, and ahead of this cold front. And then this cold front here enhances that band of heavy rain that's going to lift from southwest to northeast through the day tomorrow and into Wednesday morning. On the water vapor satellite picture, it really ties everything together very nicely. Again, here's our high pressure system. Here's that block out here in the Atlantic that is forcing this high pressure system to stay locked in the Gulf of Maine. And then here's all that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico at the mid-levels surging northward. In fact, let's take a look at the upper level winds here, and you can see very clearly that moisture being drawn out of the Gulf of Mexico and driven up to that warm front. And then you had the convergence with this trough and this high pressure system kind of slowing the whole pattern down. And then here is our upper level low starting to go into a negative tilt. It leads to significant lifting in this area that shifts towards the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, which leads, of course, to very heavy rainfall. How much rainfall? Well, let's take a look at the latest HPC forecast, and that's a lot of rain. Basically, everyone could expect at least 1 to 2 inches of rain. Now, in this area from eastern Pennsylvania up through northern New Jersey, and then towards the Hudson River Valley, and then towards New England, that's where we're focusing the heaviest rainfall, 2 inches plus easily. However, I want to stress that with this type of scenario, embedded thunderstorms within this rain shield can produce a quick 1 to 2 inches of rain and enhance your rainfall totals in any location. But the best potential for that is going to be in this area here, because this area is where we're going to have the combination of all the best lifting factors. You're going to have the strongest divergence in this area aloft. You're going to have the strongest convergence at the surface because you still have the marine air mass locked in right here. You have your tropical air mass coming in here, and then you have your polar air mass coming in from the west. So the combination of those factors leads to a perfect lifting combination over eastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, the Hudson River Valley, and off towards New England, where rainfall amounts could easily exceed 3 inches in some locations. But again, everyone's in the game here as far as heavy rainfall and the threat for localized flash flooding. With rainfall amounts at least 1 inch over southern New Jersey, look for 1 to 2 inches over southern New Jersey. I'm thinking 2 to 3 inches from Philadelphia to New York City, including central New Jersey. And then beyond that, the potential for over 3 inches just to the north of the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan areas, with the threat for flash flooding, urban flooding, and just an overall horrible driving conditions and flying conditions for the entire region tomorrow night on through Wednesday morning. So let's take a look at the latest model guidance using the European model guidance from the Penn State UL website. Again, for tomorrow, that low pressure system starts to organize and consolidate. You see that upper level low starting to set up over the Great Lakes. All the lifting starting to focus towards the northern mid-Atlantic. And as a result, you'll see heavy rainfall develop by the afternoon hours throughout the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Scattered showers in the morning can be expected with areas of fog as well. Temperatures will range from the mid to upper 70s for highs tomorrow afternoon. Then on Wednesday, that cold front moves through, very heavy rain on Wednesday morning, clearing skies by the time we get to the afternoon. We're looking at low temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s because we still have that tropical-like air mass in place. But then by the afternoon, high temperatures in the mid 80s but the humidity will be crashing. Those dew points will be falling into the 50s. Then high pressure and control for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and Monday, with tranquil weather conditions and temperatures averaging near to slightly below normal. We're looking at low temperatures generally in the lower to mid 50s over the interior, upper 50s to lower 60s along the coast. High temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s throughout the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. And then towards the end of the forecast period, by about Monday, we return back to normal with lows in the mid 60s and highs in the lower to mid 80s. That is your forecast discussion for tonight. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. As always, you can follow the latest weather information at nyNJPAweather.com and nyNJPAweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. As always, stay safe out there and hold your family just a little bit closer tonight. Have a good night.